And here we are live. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Ask Us Anything. We're Mike and Jennifer, and wow, we got a lot of you out there today. A whole bunch of you. Thank you. I think there was some confusion about the time. We originally set up earlier. And for those of you who were looking for us on Friday for our virtual campground, our campfire, we didn't have one. And we noted, in our community tab here on YouTube, we always use that if we're not going to be on. So to make sure that we're going to be on, always check the community tab, and that will let you know. We are still on Okaloosa Island, Florida, where the state itself is pretty much back to normal, wouldn't you say?
It feels very normal here. It's very pleasant.
Yeah, it was, and lots of people are here from really all over the country. There's folks, and lots of you online. So let's say hi to everybody. Let's a first comment from Linda, who says she enjoyed your article from this past week.
Well, thank you.
And that ran last Monday. I got to get you in frame here.
I'm a little out of frame. We were hurrying. We were trying to gobble down our dinner.
There we
We ordered
go.
pizza and didn't get it till the last second.
Yeah. And she had a big article Monday on her advice for women, particularly women whose traveling companion may be a little more enthusiastic than the RV.
But it can go the other way, too.
As a lot of people told you.
And then usually those women are off by themselves camping and their husbands are at home.
Well, tomorrow is my turn. Tomorrow on the blog, I will give you some straight talking advice for men. And I want to warn some of the men that might be reading it, don't get offended. It gets a little, shall I say, personal. But the stuff I'm talking about is stuff that other women have said they wish somebody would tell their husbands about RV travel.
Are you trying to build up an audience so that you can have more people read yours than mine?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought
I
so.
am. It's called clickbait. But,
Okay.
Yeah, I am. But actually, you know what part I'm talking about. The advice they give. Well,
What? Brush your teeth and change your clothes?
Yeah, kind of like, yeah. Anyway, don't wear your underwear inside out so you can get 2 days out of it, man. Women don't like that. Anyway, my story's up tomorrow, and Jennifer's was last week, so it was fun. And thank you, Linda Ward, who is our first of all of our virtual travelers on the Ask Us Anything tonight. John Walton has a question. What's it like to do the dishes in an RV kitchen?
Well, Mike, why don't you tell them?
I have them done for me. No. Well, I mean, just like at home, isn't it?
Yeah, just like at home. You can get a pan if you have room to store that pan and use that to wash your dishes in, or just like at home, you need a place to dry them. Some people get special mats that they put their dishes on to dry, just like at home.
Yeah. So, yeah, and everything, one of our rules about traveling is everything has a place and a place for everything. So that particularly goes with dishes and, where you keep your soap and, your towels, all that stuff.
And I do up the dishes as we are going along. I don't want things in the sink rattling. So I'll just wash a knife or a spoon and rinse it off and put it away because I don't want the rattle.
Yep.
I keep things tidy.
There is a video here on our YouTube channel in which you give some tips about how you set up our RV, the one we're in now, which would apply to any RV, about how you organize the drawers and the cupboards and all that stuff. So you can search for tips, I guess, from Jennifer or something like that.
It depends on whether you have to heat your water on the cooktop, whatever cooktop you have, or there's all different kinds of things that might add a little confusion to your doing dishes.
Now with, like the Truma AquaGo, which is the hot water heater we have on ours, which makes it so easy. It's just instant hot water. And that really is nice.
Very
we used
nice.
to do a lot of dishes. We did them cold
And you get
or
bored
tepid.
waiting for the water to get hot.
Yeah,
But it's so nice to have instant hot water.
It is. David, Standy, and Buster used your advice on gloves at the pump today, blasting through 5 states. Made me feel a lot safer traveling.
Yes.
Yeah, get some disposable gloves and use those. I always collect bags from dog parks, that you pick up their droppings with. I collect the little plastic
We have
bags.
some in the rig all the time.
Always, we got a supply. And so if I don't have gloves, I will sometimes take one of those bags and I'll use that, to run the pump, and then, use hand sanitizer. It's probably overkill in terms of protection, but, they've scared the bejeebers out of us all for these 3 or 4 months, and no more comment on that. But that's what I used. I'm glad it worked out for you. Ron is still in lockdown in upstate New York. Yeah, you should be out by fall, Ron.
I'm so
maybe.
sorry about that because it just feels so normal where we are. In fact, it's like
normal.
we're getting a little scared because there's just people everywhere.
And Florida has just done. I mean, I really do have to say they've done a marvelous job, and the curve has flattened. It's been going down, and we've been open, in gradual phases. There's another phase that'll take effect. Monday they opened up.
Monday they opened the gyms.
And this Monday they opened the gym.
Monday
Last Monday they
gyms.
opened hair salons, barbers, and restaurants could have 25% of their capacity seating.
But a lot of people can't open with 25% because of the cost of opening your restaurant.
And now they're going to go to 50% of capacity, and they're opening up gyms for my wife.
And something else that they're doing, there's a lot of like Holiday Inn, Hilton's, all of those are open.
They are.
A lot of them are open. Like La Quinta was closed for a while, and then they opened. Again, I think it's the cost of being open, and a lot of little mom and pop places were open, but condo rentals, that wasn't allowed.
And they are expected to do short-term condo rentals, and those are expected to come into effect in the next week or so. So then everybody will be here. Right now, I think most of the people are either staying in hotels. There's a lot of people in the hotels, and you stop to think about it. They have to go out to eat. They are in and out, trafficking all the time through the lobby. They're exposed to many more people, much more unsocially distant than you would be if you stayed in a condo.
And I took a walk down the beach, a direction that I usually go one way because it leads to the open spaces, which I really like. And I went the other way where there's more people. And I got in front of a hotel and I thought, whoa, who are all these folks? Because it was party, the music, and it was happy hour, and there were a lot of folks jammed together. They could spread out a little. They don't have to stay right in front of their hotel for the beach.
They could. Now, we have a public access beach right next to ours. People are spread out, and it's not been an issue. But down here in Florida, it feels pretty normal.
It feels quite normal, except, like when I go to the grocery store, I wear a mask.
Yeah. I mean, there are the little things, and people try and stay social. That when we get in an elevator, we try not to get in with somebody else.
I will not go in an elevator if somebody else is in it. I will get out if they come in.
But
I'm just not going to.
And many other states now are starting to open up. So I thought it would be a fun thing to ask you guys where your first trip will be and when you think you'll be making your first RV trip and where. So share that in the comments below. Hey, we want to say Steve Biddle. Thank you, Steve, for a $20 super chat. Whoa, $20. Hello from the Poconos. Headed to Hickory Run State Park for my 2016 Road Truck Agile Shakedown trip. It's got a brand new RV there. And purchased in February. Been driveway camping. I'm sure many others have. Thanks for getting us through this craziness. Hey, Steve, I like your icon there of your trombone that you're playing. That's great. Look at that.
Yeah, it looks like fun.
Yeah, it does. So, Steve, thank you very much for that super chat. We really do appreciate that. If you have a question, please type that all in caps at the very beginning of whatever it is you're going to type. That way we'll see it right away. If it's a comment, do the same thing there, and that will help us with that. Mike Snow visited Sizersville State Park today in north central Pennsylvania, a small campground, more RVs than they expected, and we saw no masks being worn. Mike, a lot of people say you don't need a mask, no matter what they tell you. There's a lot of people who don't feel that that's a necessary thing, and I'm not going to judge.
I think the thing with the mask is a lot of people don't realize they have to be clean. You can't just keep putting it on. And I think about leaving it in your car where it's hot, where germs breed, that, like the cloth mask, you have to keep washing. You don't just keep wearing it day after day.
Yep.
You have to keep it clean or you might be doing more harm than good.
Yep. Cheryl, good evening from wild, wonderful West Virginia. Hi, Cheryl. Hi to Robin. She's in Moscow, Pennsylvania. Comment from Tracy. I finally got reservations for a state park in Arkansas for June. That's just a couple weeks away now, Tracy. Can you believe how long this has been going on now? since March, Deb Castle, good article on the pros and cons of the RV lifestyle. I posted that today on the blog, and if you guys haven't seen it, check it out. And that's what I was writing about, Deb, that too many people are jumping in feet first. They saw the media is hyping the RV lifestyle ridiculously. I mean, the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, all these Yahoo News, they've all been putting, oh, get an RV, go. And people are jumping in, and they haven't really realized that there are a lot of wonderful reasons to jump into this lifestyle, but there are also some cons, and that's what we wrote about today. And lots of comments from that. But do your research first and understand what it is, what it isn't. It's not always butterflies and rainbows. So thank you, Deb, for that comment. For those of you who wonder what we're talking about, just go to rvlifestyle.com, and you'll see that blog and all of our posts there. And that is also where tomorrow morning I'll do my men's response advice that is a complimentary piece to the one that Jennifer had for women RVers last week. Will the food-grade antifreeze used to winterize our RV hurt the environment of our driveway? I guess that is macadam. If we de-winterize our RV at home, if so, where should we de-winterize? You can de-winterize at home. I do it all the time. Drain it out. It is safe.
I don't call.
It is not.
Call. Look up.
It
whatever
is food,
material.
it's food grade. It's
Okay,
fine.
so it's
I don't know if
safe.
it'll what your surface is. You might ask whoever put that in.
Yeah,
I have asphalt, and the one that I've used before, and it has not hurt that at all.
So when in doubt, call.
Tracy said she gave up on Florida state parks. They're booked solid 2 years in advance. A lot of them are. A lot of them are because it's such a great state, Florida. We have really appreciated it.
Oh,
this
we
year.
have so enjoyed Florida this year.
We thought
I
we
never
would,
realized there were so many great places to camp, and we luck out.
We have lucked
We
out.
last minute
We
luck out.
still hardly ever make reservations. We started off to do one of our 7-day adventure guide travel books, RV travel books on Florida, and we had such a great time. We did 3 of them. You can find them all there, right there. That's our books. We have now 8 adventure guides. We've got a guide to boondocking, a guide on how to buy an RV. Check out, we had a whole library now of books. There's more to come. But Florida is such a great state. So Tracy, don't give up. Just keep trying, and you'll figure it out. It's great. Hi to Ed Richards in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Brenda is here from Dallas, Texas. When do we venture out again in the RV? What precautions do you think for using public showers or restaurants, or just use the RV?
Restrooms.
Restrooms. Yeah, I said restaurants. I would just use the RV. It's yours. That's one of the things that we like about it. It's our germs.
I wouldn't use public bathrooms.
I don't think I would now for a while.
No.
Yeah, I mean, eventually, sure. I'm sure it's good, and I'm sure that a lot of the campgrounds have a real vigorous and rigorous cleaning schedule. But
And I suppose if you took, you wear a mask, and if you took, a cloth
Clorox wipe or
to
something.
open the door and wipe off the toilet seat, I mean, I'm sure you can do it.
Yep.
But it's that.
Why wouldn't you use your own?
It's
It's
possible.
your own germs. It's clean, and same for sleeping in it. That's why I have a post on the blog about that. That so many people, a key factor now, post COVID-19. And I think we can start talking about post COVID-19, or at least the return to close to normal, is that people are choosing it because they are sleeping in their own bed, and they don't have to rely on somebody else cleaning it.
And when I
It's
use a
secure and
laundromat, I get out my Clorox wipes and I wipe down everything that I'm going to be touching, the door, the handle, whatever I'm going to touch, I wipe it down.
Yeah, that's good. Wandering Latinos. Hey guys, we missed you Friday. We are going to be camping for 2 nights in our travel trailer. We won't be driving. Do we have to disconnect the hitch for any reason? No, you don't have to disconnect it at all. You mean take the trailer off the
Unhook
hitch?
the trailer from the car. It seems like that'd be a good thing to do.
Well, you have maybe a little bit more support, but you're going to have jacks underneath the thing. I would probably take it off.
I would take it off.
You may want to run someplace. But if it's brand new and you're afraid of, I got to hitch it up again, it won't hurt you to leave it on. Just make sure you get it all level. And I don't know how that would affect the suspension, the rear axles of your vehicle.
Depends on how
but,
level it is. I'd take it off.
I would take it off too. I would too. We rented or we bought a travel trailer once, and we traded it in after one season. But we bought it specifically so we could take some family camping, and we always unhitched it every night. Even though we were going to take off first thing in the morning, we unhitched it, and I think that's
We were
what I
out
would
west,
do.
and
Yep.
it wasn't level.
I would do that, I think. And says she missed us Friday. Friday we've done a bunch of our virtual campfires. We did not do it. We took a week a day off.
We had a big cookout.
And I think we will probably do. I don't know how often we're going to be doing the Friday night ones anymore because people are starting to travel. And we did those. We scheduled those because we were all locked down. The whole country was locked down. Nobody was allowed to go anywhere. And people are moving now. The country is slowly opening up. And I don't know whether we need to do those virtual campfires. We'll listen to what you guys all suggest, but
If you want one next week,
you got to let us know.
let them know.
Yep, you got to let us know. But thank you for the kind words. Renee Harwani is with us today, and all from Clarkston, Michigan. A few more rainy days, and then they'll be near 80.
Woo!
It was too hot down here today.
Yeah, it was really hot and humid here today, and tomorrow there's a chance of rain. We've not had
any rain for 2 months, really.
Beautiful weather.
I guess we had some rain in March, but it was always at night, and the next day was great.
I mean, we feel so fortunate to be here because Bo has been able to get groomed. Because I know my daughter in Michigan, her dog can't get groomed. And he got an ear infection because he needed to be groomed. And she was lucky because the vet opened. And because the vets were all closed for months. And she was able to get him on an antibiotic, but he still needs to be groomed because he's going to keep with the ear infections. I mean, it's got to open up a little bit because here I went to the vet and somebody came out with gloves and a mask and they got Bo. They took him in. We called when we wanted to pick him up. And, we need to be responsible, but, we can't get sick and things. And
Yeah.
it was good.
Hi to Maureen Tweedley in British Columbia. A question from Lindy Rollins. Thinking of buying a Unity leisure van, which is better, the 3.6 kilowatt Onan LP generator with auto start or the 3.2 Onan diesel? Hands down, I would say go with the LP generator with auto start. That's what we have. The auto start's a great feature, and I would go with that. 3.6 is better than 3.2. That's what I would go for. It's not that big of a difference. Dan's in a place I've never heard of before in Georgia. Hepzibah, Georgia.
We don't know where
I
that
don't know where
is.
that is. Don, thank you for checking in. And,
Tuesday, our son and his family move out of Georgia,
yeah.
and we're going to get to know Tennessee.
Yeah. Let's see. What else do we have? Thanks for the extra hour to get the dog walk in. Still make Ask Us Anything. By the way, Scott from Go Small Live Large says you were his inspiration. Well, that's great, Edward. We love to hear that kind of stuff. Kip is in Scottsdale. Says hi. Cynthia is in Roseville, California. Bill in Maryland. Francie is in Lockdown, Michigan. Bill is in Maryland. Francie is in Lockdown, Michigan. Judy, good evening.
What part of Michigan?
Yeah, from Waukesha, Wisconsin, where it's raining, flood watch out there.
Ooh.
You guys have had a wet. The upper Midwest has had a wet spring, really wet. All new races, all new wonder on the Ford 2021 Ford Transit is launching May 21st. Looks like Ford fixed the space issues regarding the front seats.
Oh, that'll be great.
Yeah, the new Transit. I'm looking forward to seeing that. And I know
Can't
Leisure
wait.
Travel Van is back building again. Everybody asked me that. They are back in production.
Yay.
They're getting parts in. Most of the RV industry is now back working. It's despite what you see and screaming heads on both sides of the issue on TV, the country, I think, is saying, we can figure this out ourselves, and people are getting back to work. They're slowly getting normal, and that's great to see. Hi to Nancy Jenkins in Medicine Hat, Alberta. Tick season there.
Oh,
She got bit by a tick. Tick season everywhere now.
yeah, and with all this
Yeah.
rain,
Yep. What's the best map, guide, or app that you use? Gosh, I just wrote a story on that. I did one for the Leisure Travel Vans blog that'll be going, I think, in the next week or so, and then I'll have one on our blog. The best map, guide, or app. It changes all the time. For driving, the best one is Waze. That's just absolutely the best GPS navigation app there is, hands down. Waze. I don't go to anything else. Sometimes I'll use Google Maps if I'm bored and want to try something else, but Waze is the perfect one. The only thing I don't like about Waze is if we're listening to a podcast, they're always interrupting to say, police ahead, or hazard on the road or something like that. And it kind of like interrupts the flow of the podcast. But I like those real-time warnings. So that's the one we use, Waze, Waze. What do you like?
Well, we have gone nuts trying to listen to audiobooks with GPS always interrupting.
Yeah. And always like, at the best time, yeah. Let's see, there's a new campground site out there that we have been using, The Dirt. Look up The Dirt, DYRT.com. And it is they're really doing a nice job with campground reviews and listings. We've been experimenting with that a lot. I like Campendium a lot for campgrounds, but and then there's a whole bunch of others. We just used Yelp tonight to order pizza from finding a new place. So lots of them. Hey, look who made it on time. Janet Matthews got here.
Hey.
Hi, Janet. Bob Green is here from Phoenix. Good to see you, Bob. Let's go. Let's see. Okay. Question from Harold. Did you get the roof mounting kit for your Playmaker? Does it plug in anywhere the regular TV antenna plugs into on the roof? It does. It does. And we did get the roof kit, and we have it up on ours, and it does plug in. It was great, so you don't have to drill any holes, and plugged right into a satellite mounting plug that's up there, and could not have been easy. New subscribers, Robin Shields. Thank you, Robin. Appreciate you being there. If you knew what you know now, would you just get the B+ class and not the B? Thanks. I don't think so. I really enjoyed our B experience.
We had so much fun with the B experience.
Yeah,
and now we love the B+.
People say, well, would you ever go back to a B? And
I would.
Yeah, we would.
I would.
A B+, which is really a C. Both are fairly small motorhomes, and we like them both. And I'm glad we did the B because we got more experience. And, some people say, okay, you guys have done a lot with motorhomes. Do you have any desire to try out a travel trailer? And yes, we do. We do. We would try out a travel trailer.
I think I would totally be uncomfortable driving a truck and towing a travel trailer.
That's okay. I don't mind that. I'll drive. But
well, if something happens, I'd have to.
You can do it. You can do it.
Like I say,
you are a woman. You are strong.
You should learn on the back roads so in case something happens that you can drive. Because I learned the B on the sandhills.
Yeah, we're open to on the sandhills in Nebraska. You do up and down.
I was so comfortable because nobody was around and it was so beautiful. It was relaxing. It was a great place to learn. Yeah. And if anybody's apprehensive about driving, that's where you learn. Get out on some of those back roads and drive it.
Yeah.
Because chances are something will happen, then you're going to have to drive.
Clark and Terry from Poughkeepsie, New York. Happy Victoria Day tomorrow to any of our northern friends. Thank you. Yes, it is. All of you guys in Canada, a special day. Mm-hmm. Hi, Mike and Jen from San Diego, from Michael Jessen. Glad to report some campgrounds are now open here, and we're able to get out over the weekend. Felt great to be back in our rig.
Yeah.
We did that a few weeks ago, and I know exactly what you mean. It really was fun. It was great. So I'm glad to see that out
2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Let's see. Bonnie, that's me and my husband about camping. Howie will go with me 1 or 2 times, and the rest of the time it will be me and the dog. Well, then you like my story. You won't be alone. You won't be alone. There's a lot of it out there.
There's a lot of women out there.
Yeah.
That their husbands don't want any part of it. They travel for work and they want to be home and relax. And the women want to go see things, and you can.
Paul says, do you use the slide lock on your FX? Never have used it. I didn't even know what it was, that big tool. In fact, I'm not even sure where it... Yeah, I know where it is. It's in one of my compartments. Never have used it. Never.
Sounds
Yeah.
They didn't tell us. Did they tell us to use it?
No,
Okay.
but it's there if you want to.
I suppose a bumpy road, or it's just a
Yeah.
little safety feature.
I don't know.
I shouldn't have heard about this. If it's there, it seems like you'd use it.
I'm not going to use it. Thanks, Paul. Susan, I have drain screens. I have drain screens in the sinks, so food bits don't go into the
I think
tank.
that's a great idea. Everybody should do that.
Yeah, because they stink after a
Well,
while.
it just clogs up your drain. I mean, you just don't need that. A very good idea.
My sister and her husband, says Cheryl, traveling from Kentucky to West Virginia for my father's 90th.
Wow.
Happy birthday. Staying in an RV in our parents' yard due to the virus. My mom thinks this is crazy. It is crazy fun. Tell your mom it is. It's crazy
What,
fun.
crazy that you're not going in the house, that you're staying in the driveway?
Or driving or visiting. I don't know.
Hey, you're only 90 once.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah. It's. Let's see. Driving to decide on which harvest host, if any, program. Start off with just the basic one, if you want. That's our favorite place to camp. When we go places, we will. That's the only reservations we make. We just will call to make sure they're open.
Unless they're
and-
avid golfers.
Yeah, if you're a big avid golfer, stay at golf
Then that.
courses.
But otherwise, just get the basic.
I mean, golf courses are really
Are
great.
beautiful.
They're very quiet. There's nobody else
But
there
if
at
it's your
night.
first time, you'll find more than enough.
Yeah. And we were very surprised how nice golf courses
Yes.
are. I mean, just you're all by yourself after it gets dark and into first thing in the morning. Calgary and Brooks, Alberta, do not go. Open medicine happens. Some gyms open, some restaurants, cafes. Jera, brand new subscriber, ready to buy a bee. Why did you recommend gas versus diesel in the Mother's Day show?
It is easier to find gas than diesel. Sometimes when you're out west, it's a little bit more of a challenge to find diesel.
I would say that every trip I have to, I will pull off and I have to do like a little diesel search. And we always say, oh, there's a gas station. Oh, they don't sell any diesel. I mean, it's not,
It's not a big deal.
but it's just a little
It's
thing.
just a little deal.
And I don't necessarily recommend. I recommend diesel. We've had nothing. All of our RVs have been diesel.
All of them.
I just
And
would
we've
like.
loved
I would
it.
like to try gas. I would
Just
like
always
to see
want
what
something new.
Well, I think that to answer questions and stuff, we need
Yeah.
to try. I mean, I have some friends of ours who get a new RV every single. We pretty much do that ourselves. We do ourselves every year, but to try as many different ones as we can. We've never done a fifth wheel. We've never done a towable, and we've driven the Transit briefly. That's the one that if I was probably going to go to, that's the one I think I would try next. I really would like to try that new Ford Transit with all-wheel drive. That is awesome. That's a game changer, I think. So it's pretty good. When are we going to be able to make reservations for state park camping? Don't know what state you're in. Most of them right now you can. So start trying. There's a whole bunch of them. Tell us where you're going on your first RV trip. Some of you have done that already, and when, so we can get a quick sense of what the status is out there. And there's a lot of people who watch this live stream on replay. For the next week, they'll be watching this, and a lot of them will have questions, and you might share a little bit from your experience, and they can watch it. My grandmother and granddaughter are planning on getting an RV, but they're scared. Do you have any ideas for them? Read Jennifer's post yesterday. Have them read that, or from last week. Jennifer's advice for women, newbie women. Have her read that. It's on the blog, rvlifestyle.com.
What are they gonna get?
I don't know what they're going to get, but they're scared. So read that story from your advice. You get some great advice there, I thought.
Well, a small bee. It depends on how comfortable you are driving big things.
That's not
I
what
mean,
they're
a lot
asking.
of
They're
people.
just scared, about the whole
The
thing,
virus
the whole
or
experience.
camping in the wilderness?
I don't know.
Strangers?
I don't know what it is. Strangers.
Well, no. I
Grizzly
mean,
bears. I don't know what they're
I
scared
mean,
of. I don't know.
I mean,
That's why you
there's
address.
there's always a risk with everything with life. Going to the grocery store could be a risk.
You addressed a lot of those issues in
Yes.
your post, so
Yeah.
let's just send them there for starters, and we can kind of go there. Hard to get reservations for campgrounds. I want to go east back to Perth, Ontario. Look up friends in the states that are shut down. Some of those states they're talking about being shut down till the end of the year. I mean, I don't know how many of them there are. Not a lot, but you'll hear about them because they're all over the news. Most of the country is now open enough that you can go pretty much anywhere you want. But there's a handful of states that
Up in Canada.
I don't know about Canada.
That was, I thought, the
Yeah,
question.
maybe that was. She wants to go east back to Perth, Ontario. I don't know whether you're looking for Canadian campgrounds. Um,
Can
or
we even go into Canada to camp
not
right
yet.
now?
We're not supposed to go back
Yeah.
and forth yet. The border's still closed.
That's what I thought.
Lindsay, what is the $20 super chat? I'm new. Lindsay, that's the thing that Google makes available, as if Google doesn't make enough money.
Yeah, they take 30%.
You know, Google owns YouTube. So there's a little dollar sign under the chat thing. And when people click that, they can, for $2, $5, $20, and it puts them, I get a flash
Get a
notice.
different
I get a little
color.
color notice, and it says, hey, and so we get those, and we always thank people. In full disclosure, Google takes 30% of that. We are supposed to get 70%, and I've not noticed it in any of, we don't, if we make a few dollars a month, it's amazing on it. But
Make a few dollars a
but
month.
anyway,
Bo says thank you
Bo says thank you
because
because
his dog food's
it
expensive.
buys his dog food. Yeah, that's the thing. So that's what a super chat is. Tammy, hi, Mike and Jen and Bo. Hubby and I are planning, and the super chat, by the way, it's just a way of showing support, extra support. We don't urge people. We delighted when you do it, but I never push it. We acknowledge them as we should, just to be polite. Hi, Mike, Jen, and Bo. Hubby and I are planning camping in Kentucky Memorial Weekend and Tennessee for the next 2 weeks after. Good for you, Tammy. Go for it. We plan to be in both Kentucky and Tennessee sometime mid-June. That's our tentative plan now. All of it's subject to whether we can resurrect our planned trip to Arizona and New Mexico, which we were supposed to do before everything shut down. If there's any chance that we can resurrect that over the next few weeks, we may do that. But probably we'll be heading up to Michigan towards the middle of June. Let's go. We want to visit our daughter in Helena, Montana. Good for you, Robin.
Love Montana.
Yep.
Such a pretty state.
Sharon's in the Poconos. Linda, our first trip won't be until next year when we get our Leisure Travel Van Unity twin bed. It's
And you
been
are
on
gonna love
order since February. Well, you'll have a great one. Boy, it's going to be so hard to be patient, isn't it, Linda? But you can learn and get excited about it. Go look at all our videos, and maybe that'll whet your appetite for all the things you're going to be able to see. Hi, Mike and Jen from Leslie in Naples, Florida. Greg and Leslie, we had, just before everything shut down, we had one of our meetups that Leslie and Greg set up for us down in Naples. Just spent the past week in the North Georgia mountains. Beautiful. That area is starting to come back.
so pretty.
Lots of carry out. Yeah, we just did carry out tonight, but we went in to pick it up, and a new pizza place we heard about. And there were quite a few people in there eating, but everybody was apart, 6 feet apart. It was very nice. But yeah, we've all been doing carry out. Hi, Mike and Jen. First trip will be to Bald Eagle State Park in Pennsylvania. What a great name for a state park. Mm-hmm. On my way to Sterling State Park in Michigan, down along Lake Erie. I lost it. There we go. To visit family. Hickory Run State Park, that was mentioned earlier, is one of my favorites here in Pennsylvania. Enjoy that. I think Michigan camping is supposed to open up mid-June, is what last I heard. So make sure before you head out that the state parks are open. There are other places I'm sure you can find to stay, but state parks, I think, in mid-June in Michigan. May not be the first trip, but planning a family reunion trip to the Grand Canyon mid-August. That's awesome. Most of our state parks are starting to open up. A lot of them opened up last week, more still to come. So
It's going to be warm in August.
yeah, well, it is. Unless you're in the North Rim, which is a little cooler. Camping in July in Oscoda, Michigan, along the shores of Lake Huron.
I like Oscoda. Pretty up there. Very pretty.
Not sure if we'll be able to leave our site to do anything. When did you say you're going?
In July.
In July? No, I don't know. Oh, yeah, in July, you should be okay.
You should be good.
Yeah, you should be able to do most stuff up there.
I mean, I think the gloves and the mask and everything are going to be with us 6 months, a year, maybe a year and a half.
Stephen is heading to Price, Utah from San Francisco Bay Area via, I love Highway 50, the loneliest highway in America. It is. It's a great highway. He's going to get solar installation at a place called Continuous Resources. That's a great drive. Anything in Utah is a great place to be. Hey, Chris Cawley, thank you, Chris, for being a moderator and keeping everything going here tonight. And there was a little confusion on the schedule earlier on. I think I scheduled it wrong, and Chris fixed that up. And he asked everybody to give the video a thumbs up. Google loves it. YouTube loves it when we get lots of thumbs up. And please, if you haven't, if you're brand new, subscribe to the channel here, would you? Just hit the subscribe button, and there's a little bell when you subscribe, and you can get notified then when we have new videos as well. But at least subscribe. El Connolly's heading to the Tetons and Yellowstone mid-July.
I'm jealous.
Cheryl is from Texas, and they're opening up also, which is great to see. Natasha, I wish they could make a small one where there was a room for a washer and dryer, and because it stays. My dad has a small one with a I don't know.
In the closet, you must have a small
No
washer and dryer.
laundry. He doesn't mind. I think she wants laundry in her vehicle there. That's good. Let's kind of look through.
Some people, well, the larger RVs do have washers and dryers in, but people aren't usually very pleased with them.
Yeah, they're really are they? They're not.
Yeah, the A's have a washer dryer in.
Why
Usually
aren't they pleased?
Why
aren't they pleased with them?
Well, because things don't dry fast enough. They don't hold that much. That sort of thing.
Well,
I mean, you can't expect what you get at the laundromat.
Not my expertise, right?
Yeah.
It's a little joke here. We have RV reservations at Camp Hatteras. Camp Hatteras up in New England, 2nd through the 9th of June. Hope you're open. 2 nights on the way via Harvest Host at Hampton Roads Winery in Virginia, and a farm market in North Carolina. Well, you got a great trip, Kevin. That's good.
Doesn't this make you want to go?
I think everybody's wanted to go for
Everybody's
2 months now. Bonnie's making their first trip up in June to Vermont. And Cheryl's in Dallas, Texas. Hi, Cheryl. Glenn says good vibes to everybody. We got lots of thumbs up. Thank you, Linda.
Thank you.
Give us some more. Comment, I have to say I'm a male here. Yay, Mom was reading the comics before they asked her for a name for me. Tracy's channel. Okay. Well, there you go. I have a question. How did you guys mount the curtain between the cab and the living space? We have a Unity. What curtain? We don't have a curtain between the cab and the living space in ours.
I wonder if you're looking at the, you can't be talking about the drape that you pull that
Around
covers
the
front window.
Because that's already mounted, right?
It's already mounted. It's on both sides, and there's a little track, and you pull it out, and the visor, there's a hole, and it fits on that visor.
Yeah.
That's the only drapery that we have, and it's already there. We didn't do anything.
There are people who have put their own curtains with one of those extendable poles. I don't see any reason
I wouldn't
to ever
do
have
that.
one of those, because we often will turn those chairs around and make that even part of the living area out there for even more room. That was from Mandy. So, Mandy, I don't know. I think maybe you saw somebody else's in a different vehicle. James, we are camping on our son's land Memorial Weekend near Manistee, Michigan.
Sounds
Lake
like
Michigan,
the perfect place to
up on
camp.
Lake Michigan.
Look out for ticks.
Yeah, watch out for ticks. Greg, did you take your Alicia travel van on the rough roads to the remote areas and state parks and mountainous areas to get to the remote trails for hikes? We haven't gone to a lot of them this year because we had so many obligations to do RV shows. The roughest roads we took were just a little while ago before the shutdown, when we wandered all over the Ocala National Forest, and you can see some of the rough, sandy roads that we took our van down. But when we do boondock, we're not afraid of dirt, sandy trails. We always go slow, and sometimes I've even been known to get up ahead, and Jennifer will drive. I'll make sure it's okay, but
Because I can drive slower.
yeah, you can drive much better slow. And we took some pretty rough roads when we were in Arizona. Yeah, that was pretty rough. Here's somebody who wants us to have that virtual campfire on Friday.
Well,
We'll do one Friday. We'll do one this Friday.
We can do one this coming Friday.
Linda likes it. That just sort of started as a result of the lockdown, and we just sometimes we don't want to overexpose ourselves.
Oh no, not them again.
Yeah, we don't ever want that to happen. So, and you tell us if we're doing too much of that stuff.
Well, they're not going to tell us. They just won't tune in.
Linda loves the next weekend is the Memorial Day weekend. Is that next weekend? It is the 20th. Oh my gosh!
I didn't even realize that.
I'm surprised then that they would open this place up because I read one year here in the Florida Panhandle, they expected 1 million people to visit it over Memorial Day, and that was a year or two ago. So it's going to be.
I didn't expect them to open up the condo rentals until June
I
to
didn't
get
think,
past that holiday weekend.
I would wait until then too, but they're talking about I think this coming week. Sharon wants us to do the campfire. Okay, we will do it. We'll do it. Let's see. Rex, don't get me started. It's a bit too extreme. I've been skipping over those comments from Michigan. That's our home state.
That's our home state, and that's why we're in Florida.
And Zip, you don't want me to. I don't want to give my opinion here, so I'm not going to say anything. But so if I miss your comments, if you're talking about Michigan, I'm not going to jump in because.
And I am so grateful to be here
one.
because I had a little medical thing I had to do, and I couldn't get it in Michigan. And I was able to go to Memorial Baptist
we went to a
medical clinic
in Pensacola.
And
what a great place that was.
Yeah, that felt really scary to go to a hospital. But it was such a nice place, and everybody was so kind and so nice. And I had to have a phlebotomy, like for those of you who give blood with the Red Cross, that sort of thing. And the woman was excellent. She just did a fantastic job, and it was good. But it was a little scary to go to a hospital.
It was,
but it was fine.
But you know what's interesting? I went with her, and man, they check you through amateur. And it was just very well done, very well organized. Done. I think that we've learned a lot. And a story I haven't seen is I wonder how many other infectious diseases and colds and things like that will be prevented because of this. We've all grown much more aware of how viruses and germs pass between people.
Okay. So, when we go to the grocery store and the people that have just come to town, they're not following the arrows which way, and they're not wearing masks.
One-way aisles, shopping aisles, yeah.
Yep.
You can tell that they're from out of town.
You can tell they're tourists.
Yeah, that's good. John, we need your Friday camping trip, fire fun, at least 2 more weeks, please. Okay, John,
I think that sounds 2 more weeks sounds reasonable. Especially for those if they can't get away on Memorial Day weekend.
Crystal says, when are you taking off again? Right now we have one trip that we're going to do over towards the Jacksonville, Florida area in the first week of June. Then we're coming back here to the condo, and we will probably pack up most of our stuff, everything we have. And then, as I said, we're either going to go out west towards Arizona and New Mexico, or we're going to go back to Michigan, to our Michigan home, which we haven't been since basically January.
Yeah,
so we got to check that out.
We have a dear friend who keeps checking on the place for us, and we have wonderful neighbors.
Yep.
And we have a lawn service.
Sandy, get a lint roller to run over your clothes after being out hiking to get rid of the ticks.
Oh, and on your dog.
Do that on your dog. We carry them in
Our
ours.
little 2-year-old grandson has had 3 ticks on him, 1 bad tick bite.
Yeah.
A couple ticks on him already. Our daughter-in-law had a tick bite.
Yeah.
Bo's keeping us safe.
Bo's keeping us safe. There is, I don't know what he's even barking. Oh, there's kids out in the parking lot skateboarding.
Something different.
That's different, yep.
Poor Bo. He's got cabin fever.
Lori wants more of our Friday. Okay, Friday night, we'll be here, 7 o'clock live. Crystal, she asked us that, where are you taking off? And I mentioned that question about favorite apps. I mentioned The Dirt, and there's the address. Chris has it there for finding campgrounds. thedirt.com. Check that out. It's a really nice resource. We just started using that. And we actually just had to get acquainted, telephone call with the owners of that place. They've got some big plans for it, and we're very impressed with what we've seen. So one last time, there it is, thedirt.com. Let's see. Janet Anderson is heading out tomorrow for their first post-quarantine RV trip. First stop is Carabel RV Park. That's in the Forgotten Coast area of the Florida Gulf, right around the armpit area, in a little tiny town called Caravelle, Florida. And We really like Caravel.
You know, this is really bad having everybody tell us where they're going because I'm having a rough time staying here. I
Yeah.
want to get going.
Yeah. Um,
It all sounds like fun.
Edward, do you have any comments concerning the Lavio toilet? No black tank to deal with. I don't. Um, if I was a full timer, I'd think about it, but I don't. I don't really know much about it, and I don't have a problem emptying our black tank, although it's not my favorite thing to do. But I don't know much about that. New to the channel, love getting to know you guys and RV lifestyle. Thank you. We currently have a 44-foot Jayco seismic toy hauler and use 3500 Ram just to let you know a little bit about what we have in there in South Carolina. Well, that's a big baby there, Blaine. So thanks for
You got
joining us
room.
and being there. You do have room. So with isolation, did you do some storage prep on the LTV, like clean and keep the fridge open? We always do that. Use desiccant humidifier in your RV. We didn't. We've actually, we don't go in it a lot, but I think every day I'm in it a little bit. But we always keep the refrigerator
A
open.
dehumidifier is probably a really good idea
Yeah,
if you live
down
in a
here.
humid place, and
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
probably should think about that.
Yeah, that is a real good idea, Toby. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hubby's been trying to get me to safely drive our 33-foot Class A, but I keep hitting every curb in the parking lot, so we have not ventured onto the road yet. Sandy, good for you. Keep trying. You'll do fine.
I got news for you. Every now and then you hit a curb.
Yeah, you
You
do.
saying you or me?
Yeah, me, not you. You've never done that. Hi, Mike and Jen. We love to watch your channel. Our Dynamax Istica 3 is finally on its way to California. Can't wait. Go camping soon. Jen, you're going to wear a mask at the gym.
Yes.
Yes? Are you?
I'm trying to decide. I'm a member of Gold's Gym, and I really like Gold's, and I'm also have my membership at Anytime Fitness. And I'm thinking the first gym I'm going to go to will be Anytime Fitness because it's also physical therapy there. And I'm thinking that me personally, I'm finding that idea very comfortable. And if you don't exercise for 1 month, you lose 3 months worth of conditioning. And I haven't exercised for 2 months, so I've lost 6 months worth of conditioning. So I am going to be a baby. I'm hoping I can get back to where I was. And what's the bad part? Because you want to go back to the weights that you used before, and that's how to hurt yourself.
So Jennifer goes back to the gym this week.
And I'll probably hurt myself because I'll lack common sense.
So
I'm going to want to do what I did before, and I can't.
well, we'll see how
But
you did.
I don't know, trouble.
We're still loving our leisure, and it's all because of you. And the ducted air is absolutely the best. Yeah, I love the ducted air conditioning in the leisure travel vans. It's really great. Kyle, have you ever been to Germany? I have, Kyle. I like Germany. That's the land of my grandfather.
And I've always wanted to go to Germany with the name von Wendland.
My favorite town in Germany, Kyle, is Cologne. Love Cologne. I have a great story about Kolsch beer in Cologne that you ever run into me, I'll tell you it at a campfire sometime. We're wondering if you put screens on the outside vents to prevent critters coming in. Thanks, Rose. I haven't.
Sounds like a good idea, though.
Now you got me. I got the slide locked, and now you're going to have me go put screens on. But it probably is good.
Especially mice. They can get into any place.
Yeah.
And then you got the spiders with the propane. It's a constant battle.
Here's somebody that's heading to Stonewall Jackson State Park in Weston, West Virginia. Let's kind of go through these as we wind down. Kelly is heading to Yellowstone and Grand Teton the first week of August.
You're going to love it.
Yeah. Edward's waiting for his RV to get built. Needs Ford to get started to find out when delivery to Embassy. He's got ordered an Embassy RV on the Transit chassis. And let's see, where are we here? Some schools have already said they won't open for school in the fall. We'll stay online for school.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
I know. My daughter was telling me in Germany, the kids are in school. The older kids, 9th and 10th graders would go 2 days a week, and then the older kids would go another 2 days, and then you take 1 day in the middle to clean, sanitize. So the kids are still in school. They aren't just at home learning.
Yeah, I think we'll probably see a variation of that in different parts
I
of the
mean,
country.
if in Germany they're doing that right now.
Yeah. John says we wanted to travel to Rhode Island from Iowa. Seems like a challenge to us. What's your confidence level? Thanks.
What are they?
Rhode Island, you're going east. Everything is more locked down in the east. I don't know. I would do a lot of research. I don't know when you want to go. I mean, right now or in a couple of weeks, make a big difference. So I would do a lot of research in the states you're going to be treading for. But anytime you're heading east, it's going to be more and more locked down. That's just generally true. Wisconsin canceled the reservations we had over Memorial Day weekend. They're open for day use, is my understanding. I think a lot of states are going to open up their camping after Memorial Day. They just didn't want that first rush.
Because there is going to be a flood.
Can you imagine all the
Everybody's
pent-up
got
demand?
all that penned up and wanting to get out.
Yeah. Here's somebody that wants to take off from the Finger Lakes area of New York to Yellowstone via northern Michigan, Teddy Roosevelt National Park. That's in North Dakota at the end of June.
Sounds good to me.
Reading and planning with your Yellowstone guide. Thank you. You can find that's one of our 7-day travel adventure guides. You should be fine, I think, out that way. They just have a better handle on all this out west, and most of those places I think will be opening over the summer. We wanted to travel from New Jersey to Jacksonville next weekend, but it looks like Duval County parks are still closed. In the Jacksonville area, I think there are some parks that are still open. I don't know which ones, but we haven't. We've got to find one by June in the first week of June. Going to Pennsylvania over the 4th to visit grandkids in Illinois. So we're hoping Indiana and Ohio will have campgrounds open. They do. Traveling with a 1964 Frolic. Wow. Vintage travel trailer. 1964 Frolic. Wow. Pretty cool. Here's a note from Joe. Loves our YouTubes and our podcasts. They're former Michiganders. And let me just quickly run down the list here before we... lots of you sharing where you're going, and people will be able to pull this through.
Go back and read it.
And they can go back and read it. And let me just go really quick to the end here before we go. Here's somebody else who missed us on Friday. I did share where we are. Can you tell us what kind of carrier you use for your rad bikes? We have the Hollywood rack, the Hollywood bike rack that fits in a hitch at the back of our RV. That's what we use for our Rad Power bikes. Camping starts June 1st, Ontario, Canada. If you have a Campfire Friday, we'll celebrate a very special birthday for my wife in the driveway in their RV. That's great.
That's wonderful.
Louise, I love your channel. Quick question. I've been looking for a hopper-style window. They call it tip-in as well, I think. Have you seen any? I've not seen any at all like that in any of the U.S. models. I have not seen those. So there's
I
our
wonder
friend.
if Nick Schmidt would know.
I don't know. I don't know. John DePietro, good show. Again, you guys rock. Thank you, John. Good to see you out there. Stay safe. Get out there and travel. And then last, as we wander through, Dave says there's an RV show at the mall in Sparks, Nevada this week. I'm looking to buy a Class B. Any advice what to look for at my first RV show? The thing is just go in and out, try them all out. Go in try out, have them put the beds together for you, lie on them, pretend like you're cooking something in the kitchen. If it has a shower, wander around in it. You don't have to take a real shower, but pretend to. Huh?
Join your blog, ask people what they like.
Yeah.
What to look out for.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how many units they'll have in a shopping mall. Don't necessarily, if this is your first trip, don't plan on buying this weekend.
Yeah.
You need to do a little more research than that, and then you'll have a good idea when you get it down to a couple of different models. But don't buy the first show
And
you go to.
we're so spoiled is because the Super B show, that show with all these different manufacturers of bees. It's so nice to have so many in one spot.
Yeah. All right, guys. Hey, we are out of time, and we are going to chill out a little bit and enjoy a beautiful sunset here in Florida.
Maybe I'll rewarm the pizza and have piece number 2.
Yeah, we got one quick piece before we came on the air.
You told me we were starting. You didn't give me time to put on makeup or anything.
You don't need makeup. You don't.
He's trying to make up for the fact that he said, you got 10 seconds. And I sat
if
here
you all
for
noticed
30.
at the beginning, if you were here at the
I
beginning,
sat here for 30.
excuse me. Yeah, well, because I was so nervous that you weren't here, I hit the open button and the here we come. I hit both of those things twice, and they played over again. But
Oh, so
everybody
you
was
were giving me some time?
yeah, everybody was being nice to me, so
Okay.
I didn't. They didn't say, "Hey, why are you playing that?"
Okay, well then I really didn't have any time.
All right, busy week for us. Please go to the blog, rvlifestyle.com. We've had some really great content. One of the things I've been using for all of our time down here is to really listen to all the questions we get and try and present some really detailed blog posts. And we've got several of them that are newsworthy, and they've been up over the last week. Check out Jen's post tomorrow, and we'll be announcing it in the newsletter. And if you've never joined our newsletter, you need to sign up for it. There's the address right there. It comes out every single Monday morning at 6 a.m. And then we will send you special little short ones when we have new things coming up during the week as well. But be a part of that. We'll have the newsletter out that goes out every morning, first thing in the morning. You'll have it in your e-box by sunrise. And check that out. We've got a really interesting podcast this weekend on questions many of you ask. Has to do with refinancing RVs. Interest rates have really dropped. And if you own a lot of money in an RV that you purchased, you sure want to listen to that or have some people tune in that if you know that are in that situation. That'll be on our podcast Wednesday. Friday, we'll be back with yet another virtual campfire by popular demand. And we'll have a new video on Saturday, and it'll either be on Florida's Gulf Coast or Space Coast, or it'll be on Jonathan Dickinson State Park. I haven't figured out which one yet, but you'll like it. It'll be next Saturday. So lots coming in the week ahead. Thank you guys for being with us. Share this with other people. Urge that they subscribe to the YouTube channel. Get on the blog. Get out there. Make your plans. Things are starting to open up, and we hope to see you out there.
Happy trails.
Bye-bye, everybody.